Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. In partnership with The Balance, we have created a fantastic series of content for October, which is National Financial Planning Month. And joining me for what I think is probably my favorite segment is Kristin Meyers, Editor-in-Chief over at The Balance. And we're going to talk about building financial literacy in children. And Kristin, it's great to have you with us. And I think this is so important, especially if we're going to look to bridge inequality gaps and have people feel secure about their financial future. So let's start off. Why should you start teaching your kids at a young age about money?
Well, financial decisions are, as you're mentioning, they're formed in essentially childhood. People don't think about this, but children actually are able to grasp the concept of money. And these are the lessons that they're going to take with them far into adulthood. So, studies are showing that money habits in children are formed as early as 7 years old. So it really isn't too early to teach children about money. And the first way that you can start is essentially just to introduce the concept. Give them, a couple of dollars or some coins and use it as a way to exchange for toys or chores even.
How do you create teachable moments when it comes to financial literacy?
Children are always watching you, as any parent would know. And so there's plenty of opportunities anytime that you're spending money to teach children about money. Perhaps you're going to the grocery store and you're, using that debit card and you're swiping. That's a moment that you can talk to your children about money. I don't know how many people are writing checks, but if they are writing a check, you can start talking to your kids about writing a check, for example. And all of these things are great opportunities and chances for you to talk to your children about spending and about even saving. Every time you get a payday, maybe you're talking to your child, hey, I just got paid today, and this is what we're going to be doing with the money.
Right, and to the next slide here, we could see how you can simulate income, which was one of my favorite parts of childhood.
Yeah, so I actually also remember this from when I was much younger. My mother gave me an allowance, and if that is something that you're financially able to do, if you can set aside, and it doesn't have to be a lot, just a couple of dollars for your child every week or every month even, you can decide the regularity or the frequency of that. That's something that's really great, and you can attach that. In my instance, my mother attached it to some chores that I had to do in order to get my allowance. It helps children learn from a very early age that, one day they will go out into the world. They might perhaps work for a living and receive a paycheck. And then you get to decide, how you're going to spend that money.
Right. And it's okay to let them make mistakes because there's a lesson there too.
Absolutely. So I, as a young child, I definitely blew my money in ways that was not prudent or wise, but that's the great thing about being a kid. You have that flexibility to kind of make those mistakes in an environment that's, not too risky or too scary. So it is a great opportunity. Let your child make mistakes. Perhaps they spend money a little bit unwisely. And you can then have a conversation with them about it and how they might do a little bit better the next time around.
All right. Thank you for joining us on National Financial Planning Month. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.